All right, and we're live. Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great weekend. I'm Hector, and I'm here with my co-host Gilbert.
Greetings, everyone.
Greetings. Hope you all had an epic weekend so far. We got some interesting topics to talk about. We got some follow-ups on Golriz. We got some boomers doing Fortnite dances at Jacinda's wedding. We got some red pills on COVID and the cookie dough because we can't say the other word because we're on YouTube. We've got some stuff about Texas and the border, and some stuff about Iowa, and more escalations in the Middle East. You'd think there would be enough by now, but apparently it just keeps getting worse and worse there.
Mm, very troubling. Yep.
So hope everyone's doing well. I guess we'll start off with Golriz because that's the first tab I have open. We will get into that now. We've got the epic security footage. Golriz caught red-handed, or I guess brown-handed in this case. Caught brown-handed stealing some $20,000 handbags.
Look at this.
It's
I want
tough.
to see this. Yeah.
Oh, you haven't seen this before, have you?
Nah.
Oh, you can all hear like the media coping in the background. We'll get into that as well.
She added she wasn't trying to excuse her actions, but wanted to explain them. She explained a mental health professional she says her behaviour is consistent with recent events giving rise to extreme stress.
Waiting for everyone else to leave. Look, you can see the other people in the
Yeah.
background. She's waiting for everyone else to leave. Waiting for the coast to be clear. And then nabs it, chucks it in the handbag.
Extreme distress and supported her decision to resign.
Oh, I mean, it obviously wasn't completely impulsive. She was there waiting for everyone else to leave. Wait till the coast was clear. She goes, "Oh shit, no more crackers around," and then just takes the dress or whatever, puts it in her oversized handbag, and leaves.
That is amazing. And of course they chalk it up to mental health. That's such a cope.
Yeah, I know. It's
just
actually
like, oh, you're just mentally ill. That's why you stole $18,000 worth of
I think
clothes.
it's more than that. I think it's like $30,000 worth because she's got caught stealing from. She's got caught 3 times now. Who knows how many other times? They need to go and like raid her house and find out if there's any other like stolen goods in her household, or like hidden under her bed or something.
Yeah.
So
Well,
she only got caught 3 times, but she's probably been doing this. I'd say dozens, probably.
oh
Probably.
yeah. Well, you don't start out stealing like you. It's a like slow progression.
You
Like
don't start out stealing $5,000 like dresses and stuff.
yeah. So she's obviously quite well, and she's 40 something, like 42 years
Yeah,
old.
42.
Like that's incredible, and she's stealing. That's
Honestly, she's
crazy,
probably
man.
been doing it her whole life.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you don't just randomly start off stealing all these like expensive items of clothes. So yeah, that is so amazing. How so she's obviously a kleptomaniac.
Yeah.
Believe so. Maybe it's a kind of, I don't know if that's like a mental health. I think that's more of an addiction. I don't know if that
It's
comes
yeah, it's
under.
more of an addiction.
Yeah, or maybe it's just more of a
More of
her own
a,
personal thing.
being,
Yeah.
having brown skin and going, shit. Give me
having
that.
having what's professionally termed as the she genetics. Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. But yeah, I mean, talking about a turban, I mean, her hair bun is like about the same size as her head. I'm surprised she can take her. Look, yeah, look at that thing. I'm surprised she can keep her
Megamind,
head
mate.
up straight. Yeah, yeah, she's storing probably something in there.
Throwing more stolen goods in there.
Yeah, yeah, maybe some gems or something. I don't know.
Some gems.
like a true gypsy or something. You never know.
Well, I
But
mean, yeah, you got the Jew gold, and then you've got like the brown gypsy gems.
yeah, she probably was at what's that? I can't remember that jeweler's place. JD, inspired by JD. She just picked up a couple of necklaces and stuff. Yeah, who knows, man? Like, what else has she done? Because yeah. So that's just incredible, and I mean that is a real. I wonder if that'll affect Green's polling, if they. It certainly makes
Oh,
them look bad.
well, I mean, yeah, it makes the Greens look retarded, but I mean, that's
Mm,
sort of like the status quo for the
mm,
Greens, to
mm.
be fair. So who knows?
Yeah, but the male, the Māori will be happy.
Yeah,
They'll see that and they'll be
she's
like,
trying to get
"Oh,
the Māori
true."
vote. Oh, Joe, I want to steal some handbags too, bro.
I
Oh,
mean,
Joe.
what a bad president she set. But yeah, we live in New Zealand, a place of laws, not a communist dictator, seahole. So
Yeah, and then of
that's good.
course, like the cope is we actually called this last week when we were doing our show last week. I'm like, oh, she's probably gonna like blame white people and say it's like reparations. That's
Mm.
basically what she did. She gave
Oh
that.
no. Oh, here we go. Mental health and Golriz Ghahraman's exit from politics shows the toll of online bullying on female MPs. What?
The high stress
What?
nature of working in politics has increasingly taken the toll of staff and politicians. But in addition to the personal well-being and safety of politicians resides outside of Parliament, the threat is unambiguous: online violence against women MPs. And we'll sort of skip through this a bit because it's just, oh yeah, everyone's being mean to me. Yeah, so
What?
there was a Vice interview where she said she was being online abused. Oh no.
But that's every politician. That's like the whole point of being a politician is you get people
You gotta have people
attacking
that
you.
disagree with you.
Yeah. Yeah, well that's not online. Oh, what's this? MPs were found to be disproportionately targeted by public threats, particularly facing higher rates of online threats involving sexual violence and racist remarks. Okay.
We need to get those
Uh,
stats higher. It's not high enough.
yeah.
Whatever the stats are, it's not high enough.
Yeah, similar online threats.
Oh, sorry.
Whoops. That's all right. Face women MPs in the United Kingdom. Studies show that women of color receive more intense abuse. I don't know about that.
Base. We
Yeah.
need to get those numbers up. I don't know what the
Yeah, yeah.
numbers are, but we need to like quadruple it.
They're nowhere near what they should be.
Yeah, they're nowhere
Yeah.
near what they should be. We're way under quota, bros. We need to get that number higher.
Male politicians are also subject to online violence, but when directed at women, the violence frequently exhibits a misogynistic character, encompassing derogatory, gender specific language and menacing sexualized threats, constituting what? Constituting gender based violence. Well, it definitely is
People being
based.
mean to you online is gender-based violence.
Yeah. That should be like a Twitter handle or something. Gender-based violence. Enter.
And then it's going coping at people that like criticize MPs and calls them like, I don't know, human garbage, which they usually are, should be like
Mm,
arrested. Our legal
mm.
framework is not enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's what
Basically.
these pencil neck journalists and politicians sound like.
Yeah, well, this is just incredible. In the first paragraph, it's like, it's such I don't know if "cope's" the right word, but
Sort of is a
it's
cope.
just,
It's like they're just justifying, oh yeah, this woman stole 30,000, maybe even more, worth of goods from the store.
yeah, I mean,
It's actually racism's fault. Oh, yeah, it's actually racism's fault.
yeah.
These these brown people, they have no control over their own actions. Racism made them do it. And that's basically it. That's basically you've got articles. You go to any website and you put in like Golriz into News Hub stuff, whatever. You pretty much get racism made Golriz steal hundreds of $6 million worth of goods from the store.
Yeah, that's literally it. You're right. It's literally okay. She's she receives like misogynistic, like racist threats or online bullying. That causes mental health, which is why she's stealing tens of thousands of dollars worth of clothes and looking over her shoulder
Yeah, looking over her
wait
shoulder
until
until the
we're all
coast.
gone.
Yeah, wait until everyone else is gone. So like she's obviously a pro at this. She's been doing this a
Yeah.
while.
Gosh, if we could have Golriz on the show, I'd be open to that. I just want to talk to her and like, so if any of you watching this knows Golriz, just send her the link and get her to come on the show. We'll
Yeah.
be very nice. We'll be very polite. We won't be based in red pill to her, so to speak. And no, seriously, let's make it happen. I mean, that, if one of you guys on Twitter wants, if she has an X account, make sure you link this show to her, okay? Because look at her.
Just look at her.
Just look at her. Oh man. Yeah.
Menace to society, people
She
would have said in the past. But now she's
okay.
brown, so she has no control over her own actions.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You can see she doesn't actually look very guilty. She actually kind of looks like Like you'd think you'd look a bit more like nervous, like, oh damn, I effed up, yeah, I got caught, I did something wrong. But she's just
This might
like,
have been before it happened. This photo, I think, was
oh
taken
okay,
before it happened, to be fair. But
sure.
she's actually been like hiding. She's been like hiding like a neat in her house and hasn't been coming out. She's turned into full on neat mode. She quit her job. I'm surprised she
Female
even did
incel.
that. Yeah, turning to a femcell, not leaving the
Femcel.
house.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyways, we got a few chats. Actually, got quite a few. We
Yeah,
got
read them.
Jupiter saying, looking at for some clothing recommendations. I hear they're giving them away free clothes at Scotty's. Can you confirm? Well, you have to ask Golriz about that.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe she just got a sick deal, or maybe she
Yeah,
bought
pretty
a
sick deal, 100% off.
yeah. I mean, if they could actually prove she was schizophrenic or something, then maybe.
Maybe that's
But
what they're going to try to. It's like she's actually schizophrenic, bipolar, autist,
brown person, yeah.
retarded, Down syndrome,
Yeah, she also has Ebola and AIDS, and yeah, she doesn't have a chance, guys. She's
and she's
completely
brown,
innocent.
the worst disability of all.
Yeah, so but that's amazing. That's literally what they're saying. As
Yeah,
you said,
well,
no agency,
yeah, sorry.
being mean to her online, and friggin' and that's causing mental health, so that justifies her
It's like,
taking
haven't
all
these
these.
idiots ever played like Call of Duty on Xbox Live before? People call you like fat retards and to kill yourself all the time.
Yeah, or been through school.
Or been
Like,
through school.
well, yeah, or been through kindergarten even. Like that's like kind of, or been to the workplace. Yeah, it's. But no, it's just them looking for their own, out for their own, I guess. And
Yeah,
yeah,
that's exactly what it is. And we got Jeff in chat saying she's a brave Persian warrior princess waifu. Well, that's what the
that's
media is
true.
trying to describe her as.
No, that's true. You know, we really can't blame her. She is just Persian. That's how they do stuff over there. Hey, look, she was probably related to the Prince of Persia. She
Yeah, that
got
was a good
flashbacks.
that was a good
Run,
game on the
yeah, yeah,
PS2. She was that
yeah.
princess from Prince of Persia on the PS2, whatever her name is.
Yeah, running on the walls and taking, just getting loot and stuff from the chests and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, if they said that, I would honestly believe that more. That she was having she was feeling Prince of Persia vibes. So it's like
Imagine
any
if that
art.
was actually her excuse. Oh, I was just having like Prince of Persia vibes. Just wanted some loot.
Yeah. Yeah, just like any RPG, like you just walk into someone's
Yeah,
house
it's like
and take
Zelda.
their shit.
It's
Yeah,
like Zelda, mate.
yeah, yeah, basically. She's been playing too much Legend of Zelda. Give her a break, guys. She's a femcel. She's a gamer.
So we've got some more chats here. Jeff in the Rumble chat also says Guy Williams praises the incredibly brave girlfriend Golriz Ghahraman. Source News Hub. Yeah, exactly. You go on any news site and they're all saying the same thing. It's like brown person. She was forced to do it because of racism and sexism and I don't know homophobia as well and I don't know, some other anti-Islam, whatever the hell it's called,
Yeah.
Islamophobia, and uh, she was too poor, even though she makes 3 times the median New Zealand wage. And poverty, yeah, it was also poverty.
So oppressed.
Yeah,
So
she's
yeah.
just so she got every single one of the oppression tags in the oppression stack, whatever they call it.
Yeah. Even after having the whole media establishments of New Zealand behind her, backing her up.
And they still are. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like, yeah. This is like peak NPC, like clown world journalism. Like this is just so crazy. This peak NPC reporting. Like just believe it, whatever we say. So yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I think she's definitely, look. Okay, it's all pretty ridiculous. It might make people kind of a bit maybe annoyed, but if there's one thing that she did do, she did put a smile on everybody's face in New Zealand and did make them chuckle. So I mean that's one good thing she's done. She made us all lol from.
That's true.
It's kind of almost a bit endearing, I have to say. I like how she thinks she can just get away with this. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird, but I find it very funny. They really are, like, they really do treat them like little pets, don't they? Oh, my poor sweet brown
No,
person.
that's totally
my,
it.
my fluffy little bunny. They, oh look, they chewed up my shoe. Oh they it's a similar thing. I think I don't know. And they're just patting them on the head and excusing them. Oh, it's okay. Look how adorable. Similar kind of vein, I think. But in a way, on a more serious note, it's like, man, something really needs to be done about these journalists because, like, this is obviously just what would you call it? A sort of like
Damage control, like collusion. It's all just they're on the same team basically.
yeah, collusion and like a transcendence of the truth. Like we know
Yeah,
what happens. She stole. Like
they've literally got the
regardless.
footage of it, and there's like three police investigations into the matter, and the
Mm,
journalists are all going, racism made her do it. Like,
yeah,
you'd think it would be. It's so ridiculous. You'd think it'd be a joke, but no, that's the reality we live in, unfortunately.
yeah. So I mean, something has to be done about because this is unhealthy to have this sort of thing permeate our culture. Of course, this is being done with like like low profile cases that happen every day, with the Maori and other kind of
Yeah.
ethnic groups, and yeah, I mean they just get a gentle spank on the hand, and that's basically it. So yeah, I mean on a more serious note, that's kind of like, well, we really are a bit too soft, aren't we? We just can't see something bad and just punish that, disincentivize that kind of behavior. So anyway,
All right.
that's
Well, we got a couple chats. We actually got quite a few chats. We've
mm,
got in the YouTube chat. I'll do the YouTube chat first because there's only 3 messages in YouTube. Then we have like 10 in Rumble.
yeah, go for it. Yeah, just fire them off. Yep.
All right. Grace Ally Israel says there's been a lot of pressure on her to confront the Western beauty standards. Please understand, bros. How else is she going to get the Scux gear? It's the oppressive Western beauty standards, bro. Ah, yeah. And
Yep.
then, yeah, that's true. We did forgot to say it's also the Western beauty standards, along with racism, homophobia, Islamophobia, poverty, and I don't know,
Whatever
homophobia.
else
Yeah.
whatever else you can pull out of the back seat of your couch or whatever. Yeah.
And then Jupiter in chat says, "Look at this A-grade store. Look how amazing it is. The raw concrete and the way all 4 racks are just jammed with millions of dollars worth of clothing." Yeah, well, it is sort of a scam. Like these
Mm,
boutique clothing dealers are like a complete scam. So in that way, it is
mm.
actually sort of based. Like if she just said, this is like all these clothes are overpriced garbage made in China, and I stole it because they're only worth about 10 cents each. I could have respected
True.
that, but instead she's like, nah, it was racism.
True. Yeah, true. They could have made it based. They
Yeah,
could
they
have
could have
said
made it
like this is
based.
a boycott against China because Greens are actually anti-China and like Chinese imperialism or whatever. So they could have said that and like stop. You should only make instead made and
Yeah,
stuff like that. That's a really good take
if they
actually.
actually
I like
said
that.
that, that would have been epic. But instead she's like, racism made me do it. But
Yeah.
no, these
Yeah.
boutique stores are a complete scam. Like,
Mm,
don't get us wrong.
Oh yeah. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
And then also, guys can't criticize her. She's doing it for a worthy cause. Okay, she's trying to stop the Palestinian genocide. Well, yeah, maybe she's
Mm,
trying to resell it to,
mm,
for a Palestinian front.
mm.
You don't understand the fact that she makes $6 million a year is completely irrelevant to the fact that 80 billion brown people live in poverty, and that creates stress on her. You guys are sick.
That was a good one.
And then Jeff says, "Can we talk about her relation with Soy Jack Boy and professional unfunny man Guy Williams?" Yeah, that's always been sort of funny. Like, I think they were in a relationship before she was even in Parliament, so I don't know where these people met. But yeah, Guy
Oh,
Williams is like amazingly unfunny. He's like the most cringe man in New Zealand, and that's like a pretty hard, pretty hard like
mm,
crown to
mm.
achieve.
Yeah. This guy, right. Yeah, I don't even really. Yeah, they're definitely getting like soy jack feels from this guy. Gosh. Anyway, yeah. Wait. Sorry. What did you say? It's a pretty hard.
Pretty hard to
Uh,
be the most cringe man in New Zealand. It's a tough burden to carry, but this guy he
mm,
does it for us, being the
mm.
most cringe man in the country.
Yeah, takes all the cringe away from us, he's like a cringe sewer. He just, all the cringe just flows from all of us to him, so
It's true.
anyway, his girlfriend, so this was his girlfriend at one
Yeah,
point.
they've been. I don't know if they still are, but at one point, for
Oh, yeah.
years, they were together.
She's actually kind of cooler. This actually kind of makes her cooler than him. Well, I guess if anyone would be cooler than that guy, I mean, just looking at this nerd. But yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. She looks like a Mexican bandito. I wish she was wearing a sombrero while doing it. That would have been good.
As,
But
yeah, and then Jupiter says, as long as we're crouching when we're in the store, I thought it was okay. The inventory always respawns after 24 hours. Well, that's her problem. She forgot to crouch, and then it would have turned the sneak skill on. Then she would have been able to do it without the camera seeing her.
oh yeah, geez, we need to tell her that. Yeah, we need to give her some
Yeah,
tips.
yeah, come on. Everyone knows this. Hasn't she played like Oblivion before? You like sneak
Yeah.
and just walk behind people, and then that gets your sneak level up. Come on.
Maybe she played more GTA though, because you know how like in GTA you get chased by the cops, but in order to get away from them, you just go back in your house for like a bit, and then when you come back out like almost immediately, all the cops like go away again. So
Well, that's
maybe
what she's doing now. She is hiding in her
yeah.
house, so I guess she is more of a GTA player.
Yeah, maybe she likes GTA more. Yeah, we should have got her to play more Oblivion and Skyrim. Yeah.
And then Teddy D says, what's baffling is that she can afford the whole store.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, probably. She makes
Yeah,
nearly $200,000 a year plus whatever, like,
mm,
bribes she gets as an MP. So probably a lot of money.
yeah, I see what he's saying there. Yeah,
Then Greatest
yeah.
Ally Israel says, New Zealand comedy is so cringe, bro. Exactly. I mean, when was the last time New Zealand ever had a good comedian? I think never, really. They all just go, oh, I'm New Zealand, and I'm like gay and cringe, and that's like that's their entire arc.
yeah. Reese Darby I think he was kind of funny, but
I watched some of. I guess he was alright,
did he?
but he is still
I,
sort of
I was a
cringe.
kid back then, but
Yeah, I mean, when you watch it, it's sort of like his comedy only really appeals to children.
yeah, that's right.
Because I saw a rerun of his comedy actually on TV during the Christmas holiday. I'm like, wow, this guy's really bad. I remember liking him when I was like 12.
Yeah, exactly. I remember that too. Yeah,
Yeah.
with Jim Carrey, that there was that one movie. I thought it
Yeah.
was kind of yeah. But no, I know what you mean. Like, yeah, don't cringe. Yeah. Anyway, what do we got here?
All right, so we've got all these people seething. This is like some left-wing cringe Twitter account. He goes, oh, the cooker channels yesterday. A small group of anti-vaxxers showed up to the protest of Dame Jacinda Ardern and Clark Gaylord. The wedding yesterday surprisingly attracted many negative comments, not as due least to the embarrassing antics of the unhinged family of morons. All right, so we got some based boomers showing up. The boomer waffens coming out in force to protest the cringe wedding of Clark Gaylord and Jacinda Ardern. They literally do Fortnite dances. So it's happening! Wait, I'll take it back to the beginning.
Something's happening.
It's happening, bros!
Can you tell us when she's coming?
Look at this weird soy boy guy.
Yeah.
You think we might hear a
That looks like a police camera. That might be a Fed.
Yeah. What the heck?
That's like a Fed camera.
It's like a
Look
Braps
at all these amazing freedom lovers here. Look
Base
at them standing
cangs.
here, holding the line.
And look, they're literally doing Fortnite dances. Base boomers doing Fortnite dances at Jacinda's wedding. Let's go!
Straight dabbing on her.
Yeah, straight dabbing on it, mate. Doing the default dance.
Yeah. Who is this country person?
I don't know.
Salsa.
So proud.
She's doing salsa to country music. What?
And here's your literal Fortnite dance.
Yeah, they're literally doing
Holding
a
the line,
Fortnite
not
dance.
complying. So proud of them.
Right, this is epic. Okay, this is epic.
It's kind of cool, actually.
By the way, way, rules forum storyboards, we've just set them up.
Yeah.
So you know the rules around this. So when we're displaying those, there's a certain code of conduct around those. Just a respect for the families of the vaccine injured.
Nice
Hey, that's
qualifying.
epic. You got the bass boomers. You got the bass boomers, Fortnite dancing at Jacinda's wedding, and then you've got all the leftists seething on Twitter.
Yeah, that's what we want. That's what we need.
Yeah,
Jeez.
love to see it.
Love to see it. That was really good that they showed up. There wasn't even really that many of them, but apparently the police swarmed them, and they actually got. Did you hear this? They got so apprehensive that they had to like cut it short or something. Or move
Oy
away.
vey, shut it down!
Yeah. Anyway, let's watch this.
Yeah, we got another video. Yeah, here's the cops showing up. It's like, no Fortnite dances allowed.
I like we can Fortnite dance.
Plan is
Look at the
Fortnite
races.
dance.
Bar laps in town, did you know?
Far laps in town, that's pretty good. Alright, I'm just cracking open my Monster Energy drink.
Hello. Hello.
Is it vaccine related?
Is it vaccine related?
Got 5 broken ribs and a ruptured spleen because of what she's done to our lives.
Hey, it's messed up. Probably at the they probably got assaulted by police. I didn't quite hear what this lady said, but I think she said her husband had like 3 fractured ribs and a damaged spleen. It's probably because she got assaulted by police. Oh, he got assaulted by police at the Wellington protest 2 years ago.
We don't
Oh, yep.
pass anymore. Yeah, so literally, you can have a look at my husband. He's not very well, so I'm going home. Yeah, and I hope that you wake up to the darkness.
No, they have the Zogbox. Zogbox are never waking up. That's sort of a
Yeah.
fact of life.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
an evil fucking bitch.
That's true. Well, I think they just sort of left after the police showed up. They weren't actually, they weren't manhandled. It was like they just sort of left.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, nothing too serious. Kind of. There was that one that was really intense. That one video that we should play one time of Ardern goes to some community center and her like transport bus.
Processes.
Have you seen this, Hector? And then like all the Cuzzy Bros come out.
Yeah,
and
I've
like,
seen that
"Oh,
one."
Walker!" Yeah, we should play that one time and just be like New Zealand Rising or something. I don't know. But yeah, that was Anyway, this is a bit of a throwback. It's yeah. It's I mean, good on these people, for showing up and doing that. It's
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think she was. Well, I think it was in Hawke's Bay. I don't know how they organised it, but it might have just been like a local Facebook group of Voices for Freedom or something. So who knows? But that's pretty epic.
Yeah.
And then, all right, the Jupiter says Maori were the least vaccinated group, and then Maori protesters are complaining about the unvaxxed. The less brown they are, the more they complain about brown oppression. They're all grifters. It's true.
Yeah, I think what was it, like half of Maori got vaccinated?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think that, yeah, go ahead.
I think some of it is Maori just do like complaining all the time, but that's just sort of a fact of life.
Yeah, pretty much. My KFC, bro.
Yeah, so oh no, I sort of misread it. Like he's like the Maori, like it's only like the white Maoris, like the mixed ones that are like actually like 10% Maori. They're the ones that complain about oppression the most, and that is sort of true.
Oh, yeah, true, because yeah, that is kind of true, isn't it? Like, because you get the other
I think the
Maoris that
brown
actually-
ones are sort of a bit too busy like eating KFC to really care, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And he says it's like abos, like abo grifters in Australia are just the mixed ones, are the mixed race white people, or they're Jewish. That is true. A lot of the supposed abos in charge of the Voice referendum campaign, like nearly all of them, were like half Jewish, half abo. Like that was pretty weird. And then
Whoa,
what's his name?
really?
What's his name? Wiro Waitiki, like the Hollywood Jew Maori. Like he's literally half Jewish, half Maori, and he's the only
Oh,
Maori in Hollywood. I always thought that was funny.
yeah.
Like the only Maori in Hollywood happens to be half Jewish as well. Really makes you think.
Really makes
I
it
think
think.
his
Yeah,
actual
yeah.
last name was Cohen, but he changed it. Like his name was like
Ah,
what is it, Waitiki Cohen? But he had to change it to like Waitiki Watiki or something. I don't know.
yeah. Well, that's even more Jewish than that.
Yeah,
The old name switcheroo, the old name change.
yeah,
Yeah, there you
yeah.
go.
But his last name used to literally be Cohen. So what a
Mm,
coincidence!
yeah. What a
What a
coep.
coep!
Yeah. Coep. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, that is amazing. That is very interesting. Mm.
And then Jupiter says we need to ban that second-hand Jap shitboxes. Make employers pay enough to buy real vehicles again. Exactly.
Wait, what? What is he talking about?
Oh, the like vans. So they shouldn't have like
Oh,
Japanese vans. Yeah, they should have some Fords. What do you think about that?
for what? To transport PMs in?
Nah, just in general. He's talking about the shit like how in New Zealand all of our cars are like Japanese.
Oh, oh, okay. So we have, I don't know. Oh, right, right. Yeah. No, the Japanese Nissan, Toyota,
Yeah, I mean they're
they're
all right.
they're
I think
good. No, they're good. You can, I don't know, Ford. Okay. Anyway. Let's not get into this.
let's not dwell on it. It doesn't. I think he was just sort of joking, to be fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
And then GIA, Greatest Ally Israel, in the YouTube chat says it's because they're the ones that got the higher education. Exactly. So they got to learn more about the oppression stack, while the actual sort of brown Maoris were just sort of smoking meth. So it's tough, but true. But anyways, we should, while we're talking about Jacinda, we should remind people and why Jacinda is like a menace to society.
This week we launched an initiative alongside companies and non-profits to help improve research and understanding of how a person's online experiences are curated by automated processes. This will also be important in understanding more about mis- and disinformation online, a challenge that we must, as leaders, address. As leaders, we're rightly concerned that even the most light-touch approaches to disinformation could be misinterpreted as being hostile to the values of free speech that we value so highly. But while I
So yeah,
cannot
just
tell you
talking about
today
censorship.
what
It's
the
all, they
answer-
always say the same thing. Like whether they're like right-wing people pushing for censorship, like the Liberal Party in Australia, or like leftoids, they always go, "Oh, we care so much about free speech, but here's why we should ban it anyway."
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah,
actually the same line. They use it every time.
is
it's
to
all
this
weasel
challenge.
words.
I
Yeah,
can say
exactly.
with complete certainty that we cannot ignore it. To do so poses an equal threat to the norms we all value. After all, how do you successfully end a war if people are led to believe the reason for its existence is not only legal but noble? How
What's
do
she
you
even
tackle
talking about?
climate change if people do not believe it exists? How do you ensure the human rights of others are upheld when they are subjected to hateful and dangerous rhetoric and ideology?
Pure dangerous.
The weapons may be different, but the
She talking
goals
about
of
like how
those who
Jews see the
perpetuate
Gazans?
them
Is that what she's talking
often
about?
the same.
Yeah,
To
exactly.
cause chaos and reduce the ability of others to defend themselves. But we have
Like
an
the Gazans.
opportunity here to ensure that these particular weapons of war do not become an established part of warfare. We are facing many battles on many fronts, but there is cause for optimism, because for every new weapon we face, there is a new tool to overcome it. For every attempt to push the world into chaos is a collective conviction to bring us back to order. We have the means. We just need the collective will.
So there you go. Basically, yeah, Jacinda calling for blatant censorship of ideas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I mean that's yeah. All jokes aside,
Yeah.
it's actually very serious.
Yeah, well, they're literally talking about the control of information and supposed disinformation, which is usually just opinions that the elite disagree with. Like, maybe this climate change thing is sort of bullshit. It's like, maybe like the COVID vaccine, is just like a complete like nonsense. It doesn't even work.
Yeah. I mean, if there was, say, a climate change happening, then why does that supersede our rights and our free speech? You know, it's like I'm pretty sure you can help the environment and not rip everybody's sacred rights away from them.
Well, apparently
It's,
you
it's
can't.
just kind of yeah, apparently, apparently you can. Yeah, that's yeah. So I mean, it's all just weaselly, kind of nonsensical communist gobbledygook, as Norm Macdonald would say. But yeah. Anyway, should we play this?
Yeah, so that's our New Zealand part of the show. Now we're
Now
going to
this guy, I would like to see be PM of New Zealand. This guy would be good. That'd be. He actually reminds me of some of my friends that I had. They're kind of like this. But anyway, yeah. So what were you saying?
Oh, I'm just saying that was the end of the New Zealand segment. Now we're going into the international segment of Endeavour News. So I thought we'd start it off with like a bit of a good one, a bit of a red pill slash white pill. So we got Sean Strickland like dabbing on some like Jewish journalist or something.
We've got a pretty supportive gay and lesbian community in this city. I did want to ask you about something you wrote a couple of years ago. You said if I had a gay
That's a pretty good shirt as well. A woman in every kitchen, a gun in every hand.
That's good.
It's a pretty good shirt. It's like that's a good like boomer shirt. I love it.
I would think
Oh, look, another.
We need to be wearing these shirts next time that we do Fortnite dances at like Jacinda's house.
I'm saying to you, the swamp, you guys, the swamp.
You become a champion, you become a star, and someone says,
Let me ask you something. Are you gay?
Have you had the chance
No,
to
are
interact with a more diverse
are you?
crowd?
Let me know. Are you gay?
Could I get an answer?
Well, no, I'm
He's
asking.
getting straight to-
this is
he
the part
should-
Are you a gay man?
I'm an ally of the community.
You need like there's two questions you need to ask. Like, are you gay? Oh, three questions. Are you gay? Are you Jewish? Like, are you a communist? And then
Yeah.
you'll figure out where they lie real quickly.
Yeah.
If you had a son and he was like, you had a son, he was gay, you'd be like, oh man, you don't want a grandkid?
No problem with it.
Oh man, well, dude, you're a weak fucking man, dude.
It's
You're
true.
Like, you're part of the
Weak
fucking
libtard.
problem. You elected Justin Trudeau, like. When he sees the bank accounts, like you're just
Yeah, he's
fucking
dropping red
pathetic.
pills there about
And-
how Trudeau just like seized the bank accounts and seized millions of dollars for the trucker protests. Like going, maybe like we don't want to take the vaccine, or maybe we don't want to be locked down anymore. Then the Trudeau government just like stole millions of dollars from them, which is completely nuts.
Yeah, that is so crazy. That
and
was
the
such an
fact
over.
that, the
yeah.
fact that you
And then
have
they
no
just swept it under
fucking
the rug.
backbone.
He is.
And
He's
has
just
he
calling
shut
out
down your
libtards. It's pretty
fucking
good.
Country and seized bank accounts. You ask me some stupid shit like that. Go fuck yourself.
That's
Move
true.
the fuck on.
Yeah. Could you
question,
pause
but
that there, actually?
Yeah.
I want people to pay attention to how he's speaking. There's actually a longer video of him speaking to like three of these journalist types, two or three of them, and like the way he talks to them while he's sitting on stage there is actually just like so genius. Like I realized
He's got
this
good
ages
talking
ago.
points. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't talk to liberals, like people who are actually like, oh, I support gay people, oh, brown people can steal as much as they want. It's like
Yeah.
this is how you talk to them. Like you just go off, f off. That's stupid because they don't care what's true. They only care about the group dynamic. Where the group is going, or if they're actually Jewish, then they are really committed to their ideas. But this is how you basically need to talk to them. Just what was
Yeah, so
the way he's doing it here is like really good. Like you use this as a template.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah, he handles himself really well. Like, yeah, you got these journalists going, "Oh, you're a homophobe," and then he goes, "Oh,
Yeah.
well, you supported lockdowns and like literal bank accounts being seized from innocent people, so yeah, go shove it." Like, it's a pretty good
They
response.
want to ask
The-
also
the-
things you
yeah.
said about the trans community. You said this past October when they announced the Bud Light sponsorship that you'd go so hard on Bud Light in your next fight they'll have to accept me or denounce me when they know and will know what they stand for. Are you
This
still,
guy's like, nah, this Canadian's not that Canadian.
Are you still going to use your fight time to kind of speak on that?
Here's the thing about Bud Light. 10 years ago, to be trans was a mental fucking illness.
I mean, it
And
still
now,
is.
All of a sudden, people like you have fucking weaseled your way into the world.
It's true.
You are an infection.
True.
You are
Yeah,
the
ultimate. He's dropping heaps of red
definition
pills.
Weakness. Everything that is wrong with the world is because of fucking you. And
Yep.
the best thing is the world's not buying it. The world's not buying your fucking bullshit you're fucking peddling. The world is not saying, you know what? You're right. Fucking chicks have dicks. The world's not saying that. The world's saying no. There are two genders. I don't want my kids being taught about, who they could fuck in school. I don't want my kids being taught about, their sexual preference. Like, dude, this guy is the fucking enemy. You want to look at the fucking enemy to our world? It's that motherfucker right there.
Absolutely true. Yeah.
And that is like so good. Like that is how you need to talk to these people. Like,
Yeah,
that's
it's like
the only
concise.
way. What I realized, like I was just so innocent in talking to like libtarded people. Is like I thought, okay, they just don't understand. I just need to reason with them and talk to them. Basically, not a lot of them. No, you can't. They're just they want to. I don't know. It's like the sick psychopathic thing they have, where they want to make others feel bad or something like that, and go.
It's about
You know,
control, because a lot of these like
yeah.
libtards and communists, they're literally like narcissists. So it's
Yes.
all about
Yes.
control and controlling
Yes.
others. Like
That's
they
it.
literally don't want you to have freedom, and they literally want, your children to be taken away from you if you go, actually, men can't be women, and maybe we shouldn't actually be all mandatory having to take vaccines and whatnot. So it's all about control with like communists and libtards.
Yeah. So yeah, with that, how do you reason with that? You know.
Well,
So
yeah, you
you
can't.
can't. So this is what I'm saying. Like people need to. Like I've had people in protests come up to me and, oh, shouldn't we talk to these people? And we just, it's like, nah, sorry, lady, you don't get, you don't really understand how this new generation of people are and how sick in the head they are. As you said, they're narcissists and control freaks and sociopaths, and yeah, you just do what this guy did and just go, shove it, you supported this, you supported that, who gives a crap about, what the insane things that you believe, so yeah, what honestly what he did here was in this interview was just so that's how you deal with them. Like I can't stress that enough. Basically, I'll be going round and round in circles, but this is how you deal with libtards, basically, and you just remain remain strong and just tell them to shove it. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
so yeah, absolutely, like great way. He handled himself really well. So it's a sort of interesting. You've got all these MMA and sort of former MMA and sort of boxers leading this sort of. Well, I mean, I guess being like a voice of sort of this new anti-establishment rhetoric. Like you've got, you got Strickland, you've got Jake Shields speaking out against like Zionism and Jewish power. You've got McGregor talking about mass migration and white genocide within Ireland. And there's a couple others as well, but it's sort of interesting that you've got like these fighters, these people with like a warrior spirit, being voices for sort of a new populist, anti-establishment, right-wing generation. I don't know what you'd call it, but they're basically like a new voice. They got this. They're not like intellectuals. They didn't go to university. But the thing is, you don't really have to go to university to see what's true and see what's false.
Yeah, no, totally. Even world boxing champion Lennox Lewis, even he gave a shout out to Sam Hyde, and which was amazing.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
I
so
remember
cool.
that. Yeah, that's true.
That was incredible. That was really cool. And even Mike Tyson has been like saying stuff as like during the BLM riots, he was saying, look, this looks bad, but let's just wait. Let everybody just calm down, which I think was remarkably measured for what we tend to think of Mike Tyson being as, at least in his younger years in his career. And yeah, it's and of course you have and Tyson said a lot of stuff, but and of course you also have Tyson Fury, another boxer
Yeah, you got
who's
like
been
Joe
calling out
Rogan as
Zog.
well.
Yeah, Tyson Fury was calling out Zog and all these weird, sexual paraphilias that were coming out, and Zionist occupied, Zog and stuff like that. So it is, maybe this is evidence that we need a more martial society, where we're more like the Spartans or something, or maybe
Yeah,
even more like the Chechens, the Dagestanis, how they make wrestling and martial arts a big part of because there is kind of nothing more right wing than that in a way, and you can see there's a particular concentration of such attitudes in something like this. Um, So it is very interesting that you so astutely point out, Hector, that a lot of this stuff is coming from these people.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'll just read a couple chats. We didn't get that many in the last couple minutes.
That's all right.
The guy asks the important question, says Jupiter. Yep, I agree. And then Warriors of the Shire says, what the flip?
Mm.
I know, Warriors, it's flipped up, my bro.
It's also like a white pill. Like this is like we're seeing a lot of these people like Ye West and Elon Musk and Carlson. Even though we all each have our gripes about them, we're kind of relying on other people to advocate on behalf of us to shift these titans of the public space more towards our
Yeah, I know, that's
lane of the
exactly it. Like, these people
yeah.
won't be exactly 100% like against
No.
Zog or against white genocide or whatever yet.
Mm.
But at least they're coming to our position, like they're coming closer to our position than going closer towards like a libtard communist position, which is, a good thing.
Yeah, it is. It's very white pilling, and this is kind of how it starts out. This is how it begins, and yeah, this is how our elite sort of forms, and how we gravitate toward these people. This is the truth. The real men being formed before us, and it's just really it goes to show how powerful your voice can be. All this cumulative information that has been adding up throughout time since this nonsense has been happening decades ago, since the 60s, arguably further back than that. It's really it's come to a fever pitch, and yeah, don't let anybody say that your voice isn't powerful, everybody, because the more you speak into existence, the more weight you sort of add to it, and this is where we're reeling these people in, people like us, and well, people can just see it's so wrong what's happening that you can't help but say this is screwed up, but
Yeah.
yeah, I could belabor the point, but yeah, maybe another time. But it's so it makes me think. The basic point of why I think we became this bad, where we got to this point, is people they didn't want to use their voices. Mr. Strickland is right now, and that they just said, a Jew is offering me like
$1
a
million.
couple of $1 million. Yeah, to open the borders up to approve abortion. What is it? It's like I think that's how is that sort of lukewarm moral behavior instead of being a hot or cold.
Yeah,
It's
well, I mean, in the past, all you'd ever, well, before the internet, like in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, even early 2000s, if you wanted to get your voice heard by millions of people, you basically had to suck up to Jewish-owned corporations like CNN, Fox. Well, not Fox isn't Jewish-owned; it's owned by like some, what is it, Murdoch, whatever his name is, or
Rupert Murdoch.
Disney, or CNN, what is the other one, CBS, or ABC, MSNBC, like
Mm.
five out of
Fox
six of
News.
them, five out of
Yeah.
six of them are like Jewish owned and
Mm,
run.
mm,
So you sort of did have to do that in the past, but now obviously with social media, the average Joe, like Sean Strickland can
mm,
have his voice heard by millions, and the media can't do a thing about it. Like if he said that, and all you had was like CNN and MSNBC and whatever, they just wouldn't
mm,
show it. So they'll just go, oh, this guy's racist, and then like not even show the full clip. They'll just show him they'll just show him like with a like 3 second soundbite instead of like the
mm,
whole 2-3 minutes of what he said and what he was answering to. So
mm,
because of the lessened influence of
mm,
corporate Zog media, this is
mm,
why the tide is shifting away from the
mm,
narratives that these media giants have been pushing for decades. So
mm,
that's a good
mm,
thing.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. So don't discount yourself for what you can do in your own life flows onto everybody else, and you can influence others, and that's all we need to do is just continue influencing others as much as we can, and yeah, that is our fight, and to become as influential as we possibly can. Anyway, yeah, absolutely.
All right, so here's the next one. Here's the next clip we got lined up.
You might remember the video from a couple days ago when we explored
This is
tunnels
amazing.
underneath of an abandoned synagogue in New York. What I didn't show you is everything inside of the synagogue. They had a daycare inside of the basement. A room full of TVs and recording equipment. This very scary looking room. A massive auditorium.
So this is the synagogue where they found the tunnels.
Yep.
And a cafeteria. A Star of David on the ceiling.
Very strange looking. I'm sure like only good things are happening there in this like ominous oval room with a Star of David on the roof and a daycare in the basement and tunnels under the basement. I'm sure it's completely fine.
Probably just doing normal things, completely normal. Yeah, yeah. But that's incredible. I'd like to.
And the weird room with security cameras and like really old TVs. I don't know what that was about. That was sort of strange. Do you think they would have at least upgraded to like LCD screens or something?
Yeah.
But I guess they are Jewish, so they're probably just trying to save money.
Yeah, an underground childcare center, and then they have TV cameras and recording equipment, and yeah, that is weird. That is very weird. Yeah, what is really going on? Why do they feel such a need to put everything underground? It's awfully strange. But
This is super strange. And then then they have tunnels under that with soiled beds and high chairs, and no one ever found out where the tunnels actually went because the police filled it up with concrete nearly straight away. So no one's ever going to find out where the tunnels actually went and what was in there because the evidence was basically literally covered in cement.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we'll never find out. Thanks, Zogbots. Appreciate it. Yeah. But yeah, so that's some new light on this tunnel situation, and yeah, what really goes on beneath our feet in New York City? That's yeah, pretty creepy, man. But I mean, the fact that that's so large and expansive. I mean, what else have they got going on?
Well, it's a massive compound. It's like Chabad Lubavitch compound is massive, so there's all sorts of stuff in there.
Yeah. And I mean, all over the world, what other stuff do they have? It's interesting. It's very suspicious. It's very creepy. But yeah, I mean, more investigations need to go into.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, they can't investigate it because they filled it all up with cement.
Yeah. Well, how do you even begin to? Yeah. Especially when they own the police, right? Yeah. So anyway.
Anyways, we'll play this. We'll see what see what Alex Jones has to
his
say.
international team have found that mirrors other major investigative groups around the world using hard data from the death certificates and the death numbers around the planet.
We calculate the toxicity of the vaccine for all ages, and the number allows us, given the number of doses that have been given worldwide, to conclude that 17 million people would have been killed by this vaccine. You can actually see when there's a rollout of a booster, for example, which happens very quickly in time for a given age group,
Yeah.
you can actually see.
I mean, you can go, oh, but it's a spike. Like, there's spikes everywhere. I mean, just look at the size of this spike compared to the spike in 2020 and the spike in 2019. So it's what, like double the size? Right about the same time when they're administrating the vaccine. Well, this one might get banned from YouTube, bros. If it's banned from YouTube, make sure to switch to Rumble.
The cookie dough.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're going to say vaccine in the actual video, but they get administered the vaccine and the boosters, and then there's like a jump that's nearly twice as big as a normal like winter death spike. Really
Yeah, exactly.
makes you think. But they go, oh no, it's not the vaccine, it's COVID. But then it's like, well, we had COVID in 2020 with no vaccine, and it's literally the same as the last year.
Yeah, I think that's around about, yeah. So that's around about the.
That's when like that was actually when like most of the biggest, the biggest bubble in cases was in 2020, when it exploded, and that's when we were in like the height of COVID hysteria.
And this is only the 60 to 70 years age group, as we can see,
Yeah.
between 2019 and so that's startling. Look at that. We're up in the past, even past 200K. That's amazing, man.
Immediately following it,
Well, this is in Israel, though, so.
a maximum
True,
in
they went hard
mortality, so
out.
an excess mortality
Yeah.
actual peak that's temporally associated with that rollout. And we see that repeatedly for each rollout.
Consistently across all countries.
All the countries that have sufficient data where you're able to look at it and you have both the vaccine data and the mortality data, this is what we see.
What's the red one then?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
So you got the orange one, which is again, like the death rate's double the size than the year earlier. I mean, even in 2020, that's when they were under lockdown with no boosters, no vaccines, and it's lower with the height of COVID, and then all of a sudden they all get vaccines and it gigantically spikes while they're still under, lockdown.
Yeah. No, I mean, and we've seen this all over the world. There's actually, there's so much data now. Like, it's like, come on, people, like, can we please wake up and just hold our government to account for this, Because there was data, like, years ago, that's... Anyway, all over the world. It's all over the world.
Yeah, we'll continue going and then we'll talk about it, I guess.
That deaths are increasing in the winter and decreasing in the summer. And it's the opposite in the southern hemisphere. Their summer is our winter. So in the summer, you should have low death. But during the COVID vaccine campaign, suddenly you see spikes in mortality right after vaccine campaigns. And it's very clear because it's in the summer where you should see a low death period.
Especially in the boosters, like for the southern hemispheres, you have a peak, across the boosters will roll out basically everywhere at the same time around the world. And in the southern hemisphere, it's a trough, as Jeremy just explained, so we should have a trough, but then you have an actual winter peak, actual booster peak, and another winter peak.
Yes.
So that's everywhere, in all the 17 countries we worked out, where data is good in the southern hemisphere, we saw that peak.
And something you never saw before.
Exactly.
Really makes you think.
Yeah. That's Dennis Raincourt and his cohorts.
Yeah, right there. Dennis Raincourt.
Yeah. So that was really interesting, the study. He's got a whole YouTube channel, and but if you share that interview, I think he's been doing like interviews with Alex Jones and Liz Gunn and others, it's very revealing, and it's just more evidence to what we already know. So 17 million people, man. Damn. I mean, this is they hit us, and they hit us hard. And what I don't get is of course this was mainly directed towards Western nations, right? First world Western.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nations. So I was just quite shocked that a lot of I thought that more of the WN community online would be outright opposed to this and warning about it and stuff like that, because this is, maybe I'm not allowed to say this on YouTube, but it is genocide, right? So, I mean, it's, I thought that was weird how a lot of these, like TRS as well, they didn't, I think they were in support of it as well, but yeah.
I wouldn't say they were in support, but they were sort of like, oh, it's not the big of issue, we should be focusing on other things.
Yeah, see that, even that's like weird. I think at some point wasn't like that guy Sven saying like, oh, F your small businesses, and
yeah, I don't know what that was about, that Sven guy.
I saw some really weird stuff from all of them, and it's like
DRS has some good people. I quite like Baylog, but they've got some pretty eccentric guys in there.
Yeah, no, you definitely don't want to be guided by eccentricity, as how they're doing now as an example. But I always thought that strange. Like, clearly this is directed toward this
Western
is where
nations,
most of the vaccines are going to the Western world. So I mean, how is this not? And of course, you have Albert Bourla, you have virtually all of the heads of Pfizer, and virtually all the
what's up with Israel then? Because they seem to got hit pretty hard with the vaccine as well.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? I mean, you could I think it's just I chalk that up to, and maybe people would say this is a bit too basic, but it's often these basic truths that do broadly explain things. I think it's evil. You know, evil is not a, truth is truth. Truth is what is good and what is right, right? That guides us. But if you're guided by evil, then even if you're evil yourself, or doing the thing that's bad, you will fall into pitfalls no matter what. So that's basically how I would describe that. But of course, Kabbalah, and I don't think a lot of Jays actually realize that they're actually in danger as well, as evidenced by this, of course. I mean, that religion is a death cult, and it's not just gonna be, it's gonna be a lot of them that I mean, you look back through their history, they're okay with taking out sometimes actually a lot of their own kind, should it serve what they deem as a worthwhile cause, or the right purpose. So that's another thing. We may not be able to completely see what it is
Well,
they're.
I mean, you only need to look into the New Testament to see that like Jews like Jew themselves all the time. To be fair.
Yeah, exactly, and that. Well, exactly. I mean, the whole lifestyle is, you could say, is screwing yourself over by, spiritually destroying yourself, which, exudes into all different types of your life, doing all these horrible things. So yeah, it's right. You're right. I mean, you can't be a good friend to yourself or anybody if you're evil and you're doing yourself, or you're doing other people, nobody, not even yourself, is safe. So that's basically the dynamic. But you think, I think, historically, as an example, that is, their kind of schizophrenic attitude. They're not just for themselves, um so it's maybe not quite so much a paradox as people might think, but that historical precedence of how they behave
Well,
exists.
yeah, it goes
So.
back millennia.
Sorry,
Yeah.
what did you say?
Oh, I just said it went back millennia.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you see how, they get invaded and stuff like that. But of course, if from getting invaded and enslaved, supposedly, they infiltrate other, which isn't necessarily. It's very weird. They believe in a very weird. They have a very strange view of the world and how things work. Let me just get that straight. I mean, World War II and what happened there. I mean, they view that as like a spiritual sacrament
Hmm.
to their god. And you read into that. I won't say too much more because it's getting a bit repetitive, and I'll just shut up and we'll continue. But yeah, they view that as like a holy sacrament to their god. And yeah, like, and that always, that's how they, like, it's a weird arcane sort of mythological um, way of perceiving the world, and how things work. And yeah, that kind of strange way of behaving and acting, that's throughout their whole history, So anyway, we'll continue.
Well, on
Yeah.
the topic, it looks like Pfizer's doing pretty well. They were able to buy a drug maker for $43 billion, which is absolutely insane.
Yeah, exactly. That's so. But what's also insane? I mean, 43 billion. That's a lot of money. I mean, what are they anticipating? You wouldn't just dump all your money all at once, to a cancer drug maker, which is Seagen in this case. So, should I read this, Hector, or?
Yeah, you read. I've read the last couple
Okay.
ones, so you read this one.
Okay, sure. Pfizer on Monday said it has agreed to buy cancer drug maker Seagen for $43 billion in cash. Why it matters. This is the largest merger announcement so far in 2023, and the largest pharma deal since AbbVie bought Allergan in 2020. It also reflects how Pfizer is using its COVID vaccine fortune to bolster its other businesses. They're all linked together, of course. Pfizer will pay $229 per share in cash, representing a 32.7 percent premium to where Seagen shares closed last Friday.
Yeah, this is just financial stuff. It's not really that important to the actual
Yeah,
topic.
no, right. Yeah.
But yeah, it is interesting. They've made, billions, hundreds of billions, if not like trillions of dollars off selling you these vaccines and boosters and boosters upon boosters that are going to kill you anyway. And now they buy a cancer drug maker. And there's some research out there that says the vaccine is actually causing people to have cancer, develop cancer at higher rates. So
turbo cancers. Yeah,
it's like a pyramid scheme. And then what will this cancer drug make you have? Will it make you have like liver failure or something like that? Like,
yeah, well,
what's
exactly.
next?
I mean, they actually released some detail on that this vaccine that is coming out that they are working on for these turbo cancers that are happening in multiple vaccinated people. This next vaccine to treat these turbo cancers is going to be an mRNA one. So I mean,
Yeah.
this is still going on. I mean, people like we are not out of the woodworks yet, everyone. Let me say it again. We are not out of the woodworks yet. They're still not done with us. They're still there in positions of power. They saw how well this worked out for them. So they're going to try it again, how well everybody responded. So, I mean, they're proceeding with this. I learned in Canada and in campuses in the US and other places, they're still implementing the mask rule.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah,
Wow.
and in other parts of the world too. The mask, you have to wear masks in certain places and distancing, and I think even but basically the COVID rules that we knew. So this is it's we're not done. We could be fighting this from a legalistic point of view and in all other aspects, I guess, that involves this. We could be fighting this for the rest of our lives. We don't. Well, hopefully not. But it could take decades to get this under wraps and hold everybody accountable for what they did. So yeah, this is so now.
Well, that will definitely take decades, but hopefully less and less people fall for the bullshit. But like we said, some people are just retarded, and like about 10% of people are just straight up traitors, and another like 50 to 60% are just like stupid. So we'll see what happens.
See what happens. Yeah.
We'll share this one. We'll see what this is about.
Yeah.
Wait, where's like the play from the beginning?
And a mutant coronavirus
Wait, how do I play it from the start?
strain that attacks the brain and has a 100% kill
screen.
rate.
I don't
in
use
mice.
Instagram very
but wait,
often.
it gets better.
Nor do I.
I don't
They
know.
engineered the mice to express a protein found in humans. So COVID-19 leaked from a lab. So let's create another virus in a lab, but this time we're going to humanize the mice we tested on to ensure it's more deadly to humans, but there's a chance it may leak from the lab again. Take a look at this insanity. Chinese scientists create a mutant coronavirus strain that attacks the brain and has a 100% kill rate in mice.
Yeah, so there we go.
Yeah.
Someone needs to like do something about these about these Chinese. It's like it's it's known as a center of pestilence. You've had like the Black Death come from there, and it's known for its famines. And they're like, oh no, the Black Death that wasn't good enough. We're gonna make even more deadlier vaccines, viruses.
And there are a lot of their papers, research papers. They even acknowledge that it has this virulence, I suppose, and this death rate. But apparently there's talk of them introducing this kind of technology in the form of vaccines to EU countries. So, and nobody's talking about it in the EU. None of the doctors are saying, "Hey, like this technology is dangerous." We're getting fed by the CCP essentially this kind of technology, and we're having instituted for the citizenry of the EU to take. We need to stop this. This needs to go under far more scrutinization, but they haven't done that. So I mean this is what's up for grabs in the EU currently as we speak, or they're preparing for it currently as we speak. So yeah, this is yeah, and I mean, what is this really? Yeah, there's just so much smoke and mirrors as well. I mean, we really there's so many ways that they could play this. I mean, of course, we haven't even gotten into the graphene oxide side of things, but anywho.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, I
big,
mean, the graphene oxide is why you shouldn't use masks, and the mask thing was like total bullshit from the start. I mean,
mm,
if the mask actually stopped you from getting a virus, it would have to be like a literal mask, like airtight ventilator, like some
yeah.
little shitty piece of cloth and oxide, graphene
Mm.
oxide isn't going to do anything. It's just stupid.
Yeah. It just prevents you from breathing in
Yeah.
oxygen. Yeah, it doesn't prevent you from respiring. So it's just yeah. But yeah, big increase in medical call outs in hospital ED. This is in New Zealand. This was
In
29th of
Queenstown.
December.
Yeah.
Yeah, Queenstown. Yeah. The number of patients seeking emergency medical help in Queenstown has increased substantially during the past 2 years, putting pressure on health services. Here we go. St. John ambulance staff in Queenstown responded to a whopping 41% more call-outs in the 2 years to October this year, 2023, than during the previous 2 years. Wow, that's incredible. Patients turning up at Lake District Hospital Emergency Department have also increased by an estimated 24% in 2 years. So they had responded to 4,350 call-outs, up substantially on 2 years ending October 2021, and yeah, the emergency ambulance team responded to over 3,000 incidents during that 2 year period, up 11.3%.
Come on, 41%. It's a pure coincidence, mate.
Yeah. So I mean that's basically the gist. I mean, we, you look at all these, you know, chest pain, breathing
Yeah.
problems, unconsciousness or passing out,
No, I
sick
mean, and then
people.
also like falls that can be caused by, being unconscious and passing out. So,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. And I mean, because yeah, you've seen the people, you saw all those news presenters, right? What happens when you pass out or you just drop on the floor? You don't have any motor function.
yeah, exactly.
It goes. So I mean, and of course, you hit the floor when there's nobody, looking at you. You might hit your head on something. You might, especially if you're a big person, all that weight, you land on your chest, you could break a rib, could stick it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's very dangerous. Yeah, convulsions or fitting. Yeah, it's crazy. So I mean, this is what it is. And look,
There's you got the nationwide one. So you've
more
got
than
about a 20% increase in call-outs nationwide in
mm,
2023.
yeah, that's just insane,
It's like, and
numbers.
you can't just be saying, "Oh, there's more car accidents." It's like, come on, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, it just happens to be more car accidents this year. Yeah. So I
Like what,
mean,
20% more? It's like, come on.
yeah, totally. So I mean, something. Yeah, I think we all know what's happening, and yeah, be careful on the road. I guess. Like, what do you do? If
Yeah.
someone has like a heart attack on the road, you just gotta. It's such a dangerous situation that and of course they're going to use that to justify more control systems of control and things like that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So this is what we were talking about earlier, the 43 billion buyout of the cancer company. What was the cancer company called again?
Seagen,
Seagen or Deegan or something.
Seagen,
Yeah. Whoops.
Seagen.
So like we said, they're making a bet on turbo cancers exploding around the world. What could be causing that? It really
Yeah,
makes you
yeah.
think, like, maybe they just like flat out did this. Like maybe it wasn't just incompetence. Maybe they just did it on purpose because I knew this would be the next move to make even more, like hundreds of billions of more dollars.
Yeah. Well, no, they're yeah, or are these people really control freaks? Are they? I mean, the money's a big part of it, of course, but who are these? People of a particular tribe, and why does death and destruction seem to follow in their wake? Everywhere they go, so everything they do. So yeah, you've got all kinds of cancer: lymphoma, brain, breast, colon, lung, leukemia. I mean, melanomas. Yeah, the kidney.
Pretty much every type of cancer you can think of.
Oh yeah, all of it. Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So yeah. So Pfizer's new acquisition takes them from being able to treat 2 of these turbo cancers to being able to treat 7 out of 10. Yeah, they're obviously
They're trying to corner the market, yeah.
yeah, making another big bang with the market again. Yeah, cornering the market exactly. They can't lose, and in the process, all the goyim say bye bye. And yeah, it's what kind of world we're walking into, man. It's I don't know. Just be prepared the best you can, guys. Yeah. Top doctor warns turbo cancer is caused by. Should I say that, Hector, or?
Oh, I think we're sort of too far deep in now. We get kicked
Yeah.
off YouTube, we're getting kicked off.
Yeah, turbo cancers caused by mRNA are set to kill billions, and this is potentially the case. And it's not just that. I mean, many people have starved, of course, because in the third world, because they didn't have the same support that they'd normally get during the lockdowns. I think it was in the UK. Like, what was it? Something like, what was it like? 500,000 or something people were. Uh, Died or something because so of course there's a lot of there's an under class in the UK because it's so expensive to live in places like London and other places, and yeah, they just were reliant on government services, kind of much like America, and there's nobody to take care of them. So see ya. It's terrible. But yeah, one of the world's top epidemiologists has warned that the rise in turbo cancers, which we're already seeing now, is being caused by mRNA chemicals, which will soon result in the deaths of billions of people. Dr.
Well, that's
Harvey
the thing.
Risch.
When you think about like literally how RNA works, it messes with your DNA by inserting new information of DNA into your cells. And DNA mutating is literally how cancer starts. Like, it's how it works. Like, your cell
Yeah.
mutates, and then it becomes a cancer cell, and starts taking all the nutrients and killing all the other cells around it, and just duplicating non-stop, and literally killing you.
Yeah, and because it also neutralizes the human immune system. There's no way for the human immune system to be able to actually deal with those cancers, which is part of the reason why it proliferates so rapidly in the VID and the vaccinated. So, yeah, it's you can only kind of like stave it off by eating healthy and yeah, living healthily, I guess. But yeah, it's yeah, terrible, terrible. So, what to really do about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, but basically, he's already seen an alarming rise in turbo cancers, and Risch is now speaking out to warn the public about the depopulation agenda unfolding before our very eyes. And this is the thing. This is what I was talking about, and why even in my own quote unquote community, I was so alone because nobody would. I didn't see as many people, talking about this, as they should, because of course this is all directed towards Western nations. I mean, this is the Jayish plot of white genocide. So, yeah. So, according to Risch and other leading cancer specialists, cases of this new phenomenon have been rising rapidly in the past 2 years. These cancers that normally will be kept in check by the body are unexpectedly growing very quickly, Risch explained in a recent interview with Epoch Times. We know that COVID vaccines have done various degrees of damage to the immune system in a fraction of people who have taken them. And that damage could be anywhere from getting COVID more often, getting other infectious diseases, and perhaps it may also be cancer in the long term, he warned.
Well, that's the thing. It's only been like what, a year and a half to 2 years since people started taking these vaccines. Like, when you think of a human lifetime, that is like less than like what, 5% of an average human lifetime. So, who knows how much damage you'll do over 60 years, for example.
Oh yeah, it's probably going to look very different, and this coincide while this is happening in Western nations. Of course, we have the border crisis with illegals and going into Europe, and America,
we'll be
and
talking.
Australia.
We'll get into that a bit later. We've got a couple videos. Maybe we should move on to that now. I mean, it's sort of a bit depressing talking about
Oh, but
vaccines
people need to know,
much.
though.
People do need to know, but
yeah, but I mean, it's just like I mean, all of this has a point. Like, look after yourself and just start, gradually red pilling your family and friends and other people who get it, and just start taking your life a little bit seriously, because we're only 2 years in, as Hector said. So I mean, this could get you know, who knows where we'll be after this year? You know,
Yeah.
we're just getting started, folks. So I mean, you know, I even heard some Maori guy talking, and he was saying, you know, I've gone to 60 funerals of people I know, and I can't go to any more. You know, it's or everybody I know is gone. So yeah, it's terrible. It's really terrible and very sad. But yeah, start thinking about what you need to do to what we need to do to protect ourselves, you know, as a group, and protect everyone, because
Yeah.
they're not through with us yet, folks. Like we all need to wake up, smell the coffee. They're still going on with this campaign. That these are maniac freakazoids. We need to fight back. And we have to be, you know, warriors. Basically, we really have
Yeah,
to
like
fight
Sean
back.
Strickland.
Yeah, right, exactly. But anyway, this
We'll
is
get into
some,
something a bit more white pilling, so we'll get into
Mm.
this.
Yes.
So, I mean, just a bit of context. I'm sure everyone knows, but you know, hundreds of thousands of migrants have been basically just being let in, like unvetted, unchecked, into America at like unprecedented rates under the Biden administration, and it's easy to see why they're doing it. It's because when you look at the polls, like Biden is extremely unpopular with the actual American people. So like, oh yeah, let's just import more brown people, and then maybe Biden can be president again, or whoever's after Biden can be, you know, well, they'll have a Democrat president for, you know, the next 100 years because of all these brown people they're bringing in. But anyways, we'll see what Texas is up to.
The border of Texas is upping the ante in its showdown with the White House over the flow of migrants into the state. Matt Finn is there.
New video today shows Texas installing even more fencing and razor wire inside Shelby Park, defying the Biden administration's deadline to reopen the property to the feds. Fox cameras captured this moment when the Texas National Guard told migrants approaching the razor wire barricade to turn around to Mexico. The United States government is suing Texas, arguing its agents need access to this 2.5-mile stretch of land around Shelby Park, especially during emergencies. Texas DPS tells Fox News that Texas kicked the feds out from this park because
That's pretty
it thinks
epic.
it can do a better job deterring migrants, claiming the Biden administration removes the state's razor wire and doesn't care about securing the border.
It's not normal. It's not humane for anyone to cross a river, including children. It really shows how the federal government is attacking Texas for trying to prevent that, because what they want to do, they want to keep the border open.
Also, a major change in procedure. Texas is now arresting migrants illegally crossing into the U.S., which Governor Abbott implemented under his emergency declaration. And a 31-year-old Haitian migrant who arrived in Texas in 2022, deemed inadmissible and given a notice to appear, was arrested in Boston. The suspect was first arrested last year for allegedly raping a developmentally disabled person, but was released. ICE writing, disturbingly, and despite our filing an immigration detainer, this individual was released back into the community by the criminal court.
Wow. But it's sort of interesting. You've got the contrast between the federal government, you know, the Biden administration that wants to let in as many migrants as humanly, but basically like have no control over the border. Just let whoever wants to come in, because you know it helps them out in the long run because this is their future voter base. And then you got like the Texas like telling the feds to bugger off basically, and then putting up their own border wall. And that also goes against the argument where you get like libtards or whatever going, oh, it's too expensive to build a border wall. It's like, well, I mean, what? Texas put that up in like 2 days? Like, it doesn't take that long to build a fence. Put like some, shipping containers and some razor wire and put a couple National Guards patrolling it. And no one can get through it because it's actually there and being manned and patrolled. So no one can actually get through it. It's not that hard to do.
Yeah, they're walking up, and then they see all the border guards and the fencing and the boats and SUVs and stuff, and they just say, yeah, go back, you're not getting in, get out of here, and they have to turn around and walk.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
that's what they should have been doing, you know, literally since like the 60s, since before that, the 40s. And it's interesting because obviously it works. It worked in Hungary when there was a European migration crisis back in 2015. Hungary put up a wall. They got the army to put up a wall in like a week, and they basically stopped the migrants coming into Hungary overnight. So it works, and it's easy to do. You literally just get the National Guard to do it. I mean, they're just getting paid to sit at their base. I mean, they're not doing anything else. You might as well just pay them to patrol the border.
Yeah, absolutely, and we just need to keep increasing it. And yeah, I mean, yeah, there's so many nations that have done that, and nations throughout time. I mean, you
I
know,
mean, yeah, you got like what Hadrian's Wall, the Great Wall of China. I mean,
yeah.
obviously it works.
Obviously, it worked. Yeah, it's so retarded to hear libtards. Yeah, just say that. So yeah, but they're libtarded, and so yeah, this is a real white pill. Finally, Abbott is doing something
Yeah,
about it, and
yeah, it's
yeah.
great to see like the state governments, stepping up where the federal government is basically ignoring, if not, encouraging the problem, exacerbating the
Mm.
problem.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, it's actually gotten so bad that I think even the Biden administration has said themselves that, okay, we will do something about the border crisis. That they've been, because it's so bad. There's people in like the millions coming in
Yeah.
from all over the world. You know, that even they're having to say, "Oh, okay, we'll do something about it."
Well,
Finally after all of that. But of course, we don't trust them. Of course, they probably will go, maybe we won't.
I mean,
But
and in a sane society, wouldn't this be like a good thing for the federal government? Because it means they don't have to spend money doing it, so that like if they get Texas to do it, that's like federal dollars. That's the federal budget not needing to be spent to protect the patrol the border in Texas if they just let Texas do it. Like a sane government would be like, oh sweet, you do it, yeah, we'll save money. We'll just go somewhere else and spend that money elsewhere. But instead, obviously, they're like, nah, you can't do that. We want to keep the border open so we can import, the next generation of Democrat voters.
yeah, the new Americans, the
Yeah,
new
whatever they call them.
Europeans. Yeah, that's yeah, so that's a big white pill, and hopefully they keep going with that. And yeah, Texas is unfortunately has become a battleground state, so they really need to actually start deporting illegals as well.
Yeah,
As
hopefully they
quickly
do.
as I mean, all of America needs to start deporting illegals as quickly as possible, and gay people. But that'd be pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, we think you'd be better at Israel. We think you'd be better at Madagascar. But that would be cool if we could. But
But
yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
here we
that's
go.
what's going on in Texas. And another important story. It's officially the start of the what is it, electoral season in America. You've basically got an entire 8 months of elections nonstop. You've got the primaries. You got Iowa Republican primary, which is the first one, obviously, and then throughout, February, March, April, and then all the way to July, I think the primaries go to. So you've got 6 months of primaries, and then 2 months after that, you've got the actual American. No, it's more than that. It's like 4 months after that, you got the American election. So America's in their nearly year-long election season, I guess. So it's interesting, and here's the start of it. Basically like a complete landslide for Donald Trump. 51% of the vote when he's going against 4 candidates. It's pretty impressive, really. So a majority of the vote while having 4 other, candidates and rivals running against him. It's an impressive result.
Yeah, it's good on Ramaswamy that he kind of was the only one who would actually back Trump, and who was
Yeah.
the only one who was actually supportive of. I mean, Trump gave DeSantis his job basically. Where DeSantis is where he is because of Trump. And what did DeSantis do? Well, at the flick of a switch, the click of a fingers by the Wall Street corporations, he completely betrayed Trump and stabbed him in the back and began parroting Christie and Haley essentially.
Yeah,
So
took like a more, I don't know what you'd call it, like kosher conservative
that's right.
Viewpoint. While Nikki Haley's just like straight up
Oh,
the
yeah.
establishment candidate. It's
Yeah,
sort of funny. You have
neocon
two Indians running in the race, which I thought was sort of funny.
Yeah, yeah, and they're all dumping on each other.
Yeah.
No, sir, fuck you. Yeah.
Do not redeem. Do not redeem the delegate. Do not redeem.
Redeem the presidency. You must redeem presidency. I support Donald Trump. You do not know what you're talking about, Namrata, you bitch. Yeah. Yeah, what's her name? Namrata Nangamangamanga. Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, apparently she got caught for cheating on her husband with like 2 different dudes or something. Earned her the name Nasty Namrata. Nasty Vicky.
Oh,
But
no.
yeah, but she complete neocon demon. Like remember, like when she asked her like, oh, what would you do about Gaza with Israel, and she just said, get them, get all of them, make them pay, basically. And I was like, whoa, that is just wild, how you could say that. But yeah, these are the crazy people. But Ramaswamy, I wish I sent you the clip, Hector. But in the last Republican debate, he absolutely owned her. I don't think she will be coming back after that. Like
Yeah, I saw that. He got some.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah, he got
Oh
some
my
pretty good
God,
dunks
that
on her.
was the owning of a century. Like he is. I gotta give tip my hat to him. He is. He's good. I heard about his what was it? His stock market pump and dumps, whatever. with I don't know what that. I haven't looked into that, so I actually don't know. It's some shady business, but in this regard, he is absolutely smashing it. And
What's with the
that
flag of Iowa just being like a French flag? What's up with that?
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. Yeah, French people are everywhere. But yeah, I mean, after that, she couldn't. This is a woman who was in the UN for several years,
Yeah,
and
the
of
U.S.
course,
ambassador to the UN, so a very important role. And that was under
yeah,
Trump as well. Like Trump gave her that position.
yeah, true. I mean, it's like how can you not know what's going on in Ukraine? And she wanted to send all their sons and brothers and fathers to die in this war needlessly, just like what's very unfortunately happening to all these Ukrainians. So I mean, it's like these Trump was really right in saying these aren't competent people. Our leaders are stupid. They people like say think
Well, I
like,
mean,
oh,
just look at our leaders as well. You've got
yeah,
Golriz.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. The same kind of thing. These aren't like professional like people who are oh, we've got to respect them, and they're real leaders and they know what they're doing. I mean, look, she's the UN ambassador, and she couldn't name the three
like 3
provinces.
provinces, 3 oblasts in
Mm,
Ukraine. I mean, I can do
yeah.
that. You've got Kharkiv, you've got
Hmm.
Donbass, and you've got Luhansk. So yeah, there's 3 of
Yeah,
them.
and I think another one is Zaporizhia.
Yeah, Zaporizhia's another one.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, just like you probably could learn that from watching the television news every day.
Yeah.
Like, so how to and it wasn't just her. It was also Chris. He couldn't do it either. You know, he
Oh
actually
yeah, he
couldn't.
was running. I actually forgot about him. Like you
Yeah,
had a couple other people running. I think there's actually 7 people running, but Chris
yeah.
Christie got like 0.5% of the vote. Where's the actual result? Where's the full result? Like,
So
these are
the
polls.
two.
Where's the actual
Yeah,
result? Where is it? Oh, here we go.
yeah.
So Chris Christie.
Oh, where is it?
What?
Oh, he's behind acid.
Oh no, he don't. Sorry, he'd already withdrawn, so that's why he
Oh,
only
okay.
got 35 votes. But
Okay.
yeah, he already withdrawn, so he didn't get that many votes. But yeah, you got other people like these weirdos I've never even heard of. Who the hell's Ryan Blinkley? No clue.
Yeah.
Aston Hutchin, don't know who that is. So you got other
Yeah.
people. So yeah, it was against 6, not 4, of 6 people running, and Trump got over half. So that's an impressive result, really.
And he's not even debating.
I think that's pretty funny. He's just not showing up to the debates.
Yeah. I mean, why should he, right?
Yeah, he's
not
just gonna
gonna
give. He's
them
just
the
gonna
time
give. Yeah,
of day.
he's just gonna
Yeah.
give the media companies basically
Yeah.
free money by showing up. So why would you?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like
No,
it's a good
I
sign.
agree. He should just say, "Fuck him." I'm not. Play. And he doesn't need to. It's just a waste of his time. He should just organize and get with the people who actually support him and get things ready because
Yeah,
they're
absolutely.
gonna take it again. They are gonna take it again. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, anyways, I think this is our last topic. This literally happened today, as I was like, well, I mean, not as I was setting up the show, but today, this is like hot off the presses, where there was a what is it, Iranian cruise missile attack on U.S. military base in Iraq, the Ali al-Assad, or whatever it's called, al-Assad base. I think this may have been. Let me look that up. Is this the one where Iran striked it a few years ago after Americans assassinated? What's his name? Solami? Yeah, whatever his name. Solmani, whatever his name is.
Soleimani, yeah.
Soleimani, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so he made me laugh now.
I know it started with an S.
Yeah.
It's like salami or something.
Okay, whatever. Salami. But yeah, it's yeah. So that there's been this airstrike in a U.S. military base in Iraq in the Anbar province, and it was a severe attack. So multiple injuries reported, and yeah, they're saying Pentagon is saying pro-Iranian forces have crossed the red line. But it makes me think: have the Iranians actually owned up to this, Hector? Do you know? Because we know with Syria, they said, "Oh, gas attacks, Assad gassing his own people with sarin-tipped missiles." But I
Sarin-tipped
don't know if,
missiles.
yeah, I mean, we don't actually know. Like, has there been a statement? I don't know actually, but this very well could be another one of those. But
Yeah, and
I
also,
think it
what
has
does it
been.
mean that they cross the red line? I mean, they always
Mm,
talk about red lines, and most of the time nothing happens.
yeah, I mean, if the U.S. I mean, it seems to be substantiated so far that yes, their U.S. military base has been attacked, and people do attack their own military bases to justify, to provide the pretext to invade someone else. As this seems to be mounting toward, but
I
or
think
what
I just pulled this up just now, but the Iranian Republican, was it National Guard or whatever it is, said that they attacked an Israeli spy base. So I think this is part of
ah
the strikes. They said that the U.S. military base has been a Israeli spy base, which is probably true.
yeah,
Uh,
honestly, it probably is. Yeah, I mean,
so it looks like Iran is taking responsibility for the attack without just like, ignoring. I mean, that's what they do sometimes. They just strike it and then go, "Oh, it wasn't us. Who knows who did it?"
yeah.
It
So
looks like
yeah, it does. Sorry.
looks like they are claiming responsibility, claiming it was an Israeli spy base. So
Yeah, it seemed pretty substantial that it seemed pretty real that it did actually happen. I just wanted to make sure that that was indeed the case. So, but yeah, so it does seem like it has been attacked. To be honest, every U.S. military base or anything U.S. is being fed into the big Israeli database system where they can. But yeah, I mean, this is why. I mean, yeah. Oh, Wayne Lambright. Oh, you mean Mossad proxy? Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Desert Rabbi 2024. What? But yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, we're teetering very close to a major escalation. This is usually how it happens, where there's a long build-up over a long period of time. After an incursion into many different countries, and then all of a sudden it accelerates into a major conflagration, and it's full scale war. So
it's like, yeah, what will the escalation be if there is one? Because last time the Iranians struck at a U.S. military base with a cruise missile, nothing actually happened. But we'll see what happens this time. Will there be American cruise missile response? Will there be airstrikes? It's hard to say.
we could, it might not be immediate, but we could expect something within the next couple of days to 2 weeks even. It could take quite a while for them to actually organize something to respond to the Iranians with. But yeah, it's not good, I mean, Americans really need to get control. I mean, out of everyone, I think, in the world, Americans really need to get control of their government and really just be anti-war as possible, because this tranny regime is just going to lead us into the
Yeah,
pits,
absolutely.
the depths of nuclear fire. So yeah, it's concerning, very concerning, and I don't see where the brakes are on this war machine, other than
Well, it's just been nothing but escalations, for the
mm,
last decade. Since like Syria, it's been nothing but escalations.
yeah. I mean, boy, I mean, we really need, yeah, we do need Trump to get back in office, because these people are just insane. At least Trump, he did strike Soleimani, but and he dropped that bomb. But
Yeah, I mean,
other
that's
than
what makes me think, like, I don't know. We'll see what Trump does, but maybe he'll be just as bad when it comes to this.
yeah. No, well, we shall see. I mean, he look, he's not as much of a neocon as Haley or Clinton, or war hawkish as she was. I think quite clearly, he is mostly the anti-war candidate. But yeah, so
Well,
it's
track record wasn't the greatest, to be fair, but we'll see. Maybe he's learned his lesson, but maybe that's a cope. But I think this is the last tab I had, so I think that's pretty much the end of it for this week.
Yep. Yep. I think
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks to everyone on YouTube and Rumble. We'll see if we still have a YouTube channel after this. There's a good chance it might get struck down because we talked about a couple of controversial things on here. If we do get struck down on YouTube, be sure to check us out on Rumble. If not, thanks for tuning in anyway. I hope everyone has a great weekend. I hope everyone's staying blessed and everyone's blessed, not stressed. And yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you. Make sure you all like and share us on Twitter, YouTube, Rumble. Share our links, give us a like, and yeah, promote us as much as you can. And if you'd like any guests that you'd like us to talk to, then maybe put us in contact. But,
yeah, we'll try to get some guests on in the near future. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. See you all next week. Probably. I don't think anything's coming up next week. So we'll see you guys later. Have a good one.
See ya.